Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Watch. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi with a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast. And the big story as we get into your day tomorrow will be a big cool down with a cold front and is swinging its way through Colorado as we speak. So that's part of it, but then the other part of it, we do have freezing drizzle and snow that could really make things a bit slick as we get overnight and into your Wednesday morning here. Tomorrow morning could be pretty slick. I'm kind of concerned about both the morning and the evening commutes here in the Denver area tomorrow. It's not going to be because of the amount of ice or the amount of snow. It's just enough to make it a bit slick out there. And there's another snow chance we get into Friday. I'm not so concerned about that one either. But let's start things out by taking a look at those current temperatures. 40 for us in Fort Collins, 31 in Greeley, still a cold spot for us. And then you get into the mountains, we're looking at some single digits. As usual, Kremling a cold spot due to a combination of its terrain. It's kind of in a little bit of a mini valley where Kremling is. If you've ever driven up there on Highway 40, kind of Kremling sits in a little bit of a bowl. So that cold air, it drains down there. It's hard to mix out. So that's why it's just 1 degree for our friends up in Kremling. Meantime, Leadville at 32, even though Leadville's over at 10,000 feet in elevation. Gunnison, by the way, same idea. It tends to be a little colder than surrounding areas because it sits, of course, in the heart of the Gunnison River Valley. So 20 degrees for our friends out there. And Gunnison, Eastern Plains, already some 60s popping on up. But today in Denver, we should probably get up into the low to mid 50s. Mainly cloudy. Right now, it's mostly cloudy because of mountain wave clouds. But then later on through the day, we'll see clouds increase due to an approaching cold front. It'll turn a bit breezy, nothing too crazy, but we're talking about those winds maybe in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range as we get into the afternoon. Again, don't worry about the winds too much as we get later on through today, but you might notice them a little bit. So those forecast highs for today, low 60s for southeast Colorado, where that cold front will take a bit longer to work its way through. So that's why it's going to be warmer in southeastern Colorado. The front moves through about mid-afternoon, so then we'll knock back those temperatures in the Denver area. Starting again about 2-3 o'clock, you'll start to notice those temperatures dip on down. Now, for now, the satellite and radar imagery, it is calm, but you look up to our north and west, and that's where we are looking. In fact, let's kind of make this a little bit smoother, where you do see that cold front that's moving its way through southern Montana, northern Wyoming right now. That, as it swings its way down I-25 and approaches Colorado, will bring us some of those colder temperatures later on this afternoon and tonight. Now, with that, we could see some freezing drizzle. You're not seeing here on this map, you're not seeing a whole lot of pink or snow, but what we are looking at here is just enough moisture at the surface, just a very shallow little layer of moisture right at the surface that we could see some freezing drizzle in around the Denver area late tonight into early tomorrow morning. So that's going to make things, again, pretty slick here as we get through the overnight time frame. And again, not a ton of ice, not enough, nearly enough to cause any sorts of real issues here. And it's pretty rare for us to get freezing drizzle in Colorado, especially this time of year, but it does look like we'll get just enough to make things a bit slick here. So again, tomorrow morning, keep in mind, you'll have a little glaze in a lot of areas. So also worth noting that bridges and overpasses freeze over first. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, we'll have kind of flurries around. Nothing too crazy at all in terms of snowfall accumulations, but we get that little glaze of ice first, and then we get a little bit of a dusting of snow. So that'll combine to make things pretty slick out there and around the Denver area. Then things clear on up as we get into your Thursday before our next storm, quote unquote, for your Friday. But snowfall totals, again, this is not impressive. I get that. We're talking about maybe an inch of snow. That would be about it that we're looking at here. Some spots pick up an inch, most areas less than that. But the point is, we've got that little bit of ice down below, and then you get that bit of snow on top. That'll make things a bit slick out there for your day tomorrow. So again, just keep in mind that, yeah, don't focus on the snowfall totals. It'll be just slick enough to make things slippery out there. Or it should be, I should say, of course, slick, slippery, redundant there. There's going to be just enough ice and snow that it'll be slippery out there for your day tomorrow. So cloudy skies, highs right around freezing for your day tomorrow. Obviously a lot colder than today, about 20 degrees colder for us. Then another look at that snow, and it's mainly impacting us here in eastern Colorado, though we do get a few flurries. Then our next system approaches for your Friday. That'll bring the mountains at least a bit of snow, and we're starting to need it a bit here in the mountains, so happy to see that. We'll get a generally lighter snowfall, but we do get some here into the mountains. Then for your Friday, we get some of that snow into the eastern plains of Colorado. And again, the mountains throughout the day should get a good 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches worth of snowfall. Denver area, maybe an inch or two before the system pushes on out of here. But this storm looks to favor southern Colorado a bit more. So maybe a place like Trinidad and Pueblo could wind up with maybe 3, 4, 5 inches worth of snowfall, while the Denver area, maybe an inch or two for us. Most of this would be on Friday afternoon and Friday night. So we're not looking at really significant snowfall impacts from this one, but again, if you do have plans after dark on Friday, keep in mind that we could be looking at just enough snow to make it a bit slippery out that way, but I don't think it will really quite need the snow shovels, though. We'll have just enough, again, to make things a little bit on the slick side. 7-day forecast looks like this. Temperatures back in the 40s for us for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Much warmer for Sunday and into Monday before we kind of pick up those clouds once again as we get into your Tuesday. So there's an overall look at that forecast for you. Keep an eye on that slippery weather as we get through your Monday, through your Wednesday, and then your Friday again. Could see some more snow out our way before a weekend warm-up, and that should last at least into the beginning part of next week. Hey, thanks for joining us here on 9 News Watch for a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast. I'll also be on 9 News at noon for full details on that forecast as well, so be sure to tune on in for that. Thanks again for joining us here on 9 News Watch. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and have a great rest of your day.